How you feeling, my guy?
Tired.
What's the deal, Kayla? Maui, Shania Katima, Mr. Jones, Joanna T, Ed, Eileen, Kylie. So London,
What's up, Jay?
Tush. Of course.
Yes, sir. Positive vibe.
I promise I'll let everyone kind of browse around. It's at our museum. And like I said, we have to walk the whole block down. Our other building is down the street. This is a historic building, so that's why when you first walk in, you get the vibe that it is an old building. It was first opened in 1929, so it was a while back. But since then, it's kind of transformed into different things. And everyone, when they first walk in here, they always say this doesn't fit the vibe of the museum. It seems a little different. It seems like a little more like something that would be later turned into a hotel, like I said, like a Schindler Inn or something. But it was later transformed in some ways into this museum. You can see that the vibe in here is completely different from what we have at the sheet. The inside, the interior of that building. But it is also a historic building that completely flipped, so it was made to fit what the aesthetic of the sheet was going to be. And this one kind of just stayed with the inside completely the same. So we had to fit the museum to the aesthetic we kind of have done to keep the building, untouched and kind of just how it is now. Like if you look up at the ceiling is entirely like the original ceiling of this building. But then if you look over here to the walls, you can see that gallery walls are installed here to the side. And that's to make sure that we do not cause any harm to the actual walls of the building. If you go around this entire building, you can see windows on every wall, but they're covered by these gallery walls. And that allows us to kind of take artwork down, put artwork up, keep painting the walls, whatever we want.
72. 72. Big year.
I'm on code.
It's a union rescue issue.
Yes,
Sign
sir.
on.
It's the same as that. What y'all doing?
Hey y'all, we here. This is for going on YouTube. Let me tell y'all.
Oh, you go ahead.
Tell y'all something. We got the art museum,
Business
Academy. Yeah, y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. But let me tell y'all, we in this thing like been this thing, and yeah, we finna tore this thing up.
Yes, man. What up, Christy? How do y'all feel about these exquisite pieces? He said these are crazy. James. What up, fly guy? Sunny?
What's up?
I was born. I wasn't even born here yet, so.
Dope.
Okay, there's an old painting of a farmer and his wife.
Yes, sir.
On how things are exhibited. So in this case, this is all photography. There is no other way to exhibit kind of this work instead of just putting it up on the walls, right? And he was putting in his 2 cents, well, I would have done this, I would have done that, right? Which is exactly the point. Like, that's how curation kind of works. And I wanted to point that out too, because a lot of people say because this room is really big, there's a lot of empty space. But think of it kind of like the photographs wouldn't be in a straight line, kind of how they were now, if this room was smaller, if there was like something else here. But then you're going to see the difference when we walk into our other room, our other gallery, and that is all work made by a ceramicist, so a sculptor. And you're going to see kind of like the difference in how that room is exhibited. It's a very tight space in there, so I suggest everyone just be extra careful, because even I get kind of anxious in there. So as we walk around, it's kind of going to be like a single file line because there's no other way to walk in there. All right, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about the artist while we're in there, but let's just keep,
Exit stage door right.
Last but not least, Rick.
Alright, so in this gallery space, we have an artist called Lyles that is her name over there. And then as we're going along too, please try your best, because, we want to keep everything kind of how it is. So, Lyles here, she is a Turkish ceramicist. So she's from Turkey, but she spent a lot of her time actually growing in her late teens, early 20s in Mexico as well, which is where I believe her husband is from. And so all of this work kind of mixes up both of these cultures together, that and every other culture that she's visited. So she says that she loves being in Mexico and in those pueblos, in those little communities, because it reminds her a lot of her hometown in Turkey. So all of this work that you see here is a mixture of not only her Mexican roots and her Turkish roots, but everything else kind of in between. Any country that she's visited. And she is, like I said, a ceramicist, so you're going to see a lot of mixtures of different materials used. So it's all about, this show in general is all about being an immigrant and kind of moving and bouncing around from place to place and soaking up everything in the cultures like a sponge. So that's kind of what we have here, especially with, if you look back there with those ceramic pieces that we have, they're split down the middle, and if you look at that first one over there, it's 2 different mediums. So it's red clay, and then there's ceramic porcelain there. She actually gets the red dirt from the red clay from Mexico, and then she gets the ceramic porcelain inspirations from other countries and cultures that use that. So it's all of the mixtures, and she literally splits stuff in half to show that. And these little crystalline things that you see here, I was just explaining to somebody too, that she puts them together like a puzzle piece. And she likes to show the passing of time. So she likes to show how things kind of change over time. And that includes these little crystal resin things here that when she first made them, They were pristine, they were like crystal clear, they weren't this yellowish tint. But as she has gone on and exhibited things, and the time has gone, and you know, these things kind of yellow over time, she wanted to show that. So she's not going to change it anytime too soon to freshen things up. She will continue to show how it is going to continue changing. Maybe it will continue to rise.
She didn't give a reason why she used those magazines.
Those magazines? Well, she is Turkish. She is Turkish, so these are like Turkish cutouts from magazines. Yeah.
Just walk to the other end. Okay, Brandon, fly guy.
So this is still.
That's so beautiful. I'm like, do I smile or do I like?
All right, so before we move on, there is more to this museum.
What
So
a-
we're kind of doing like a brief little brushing up on this, and then we're going to spend most of our time over at the beach. And basically, what we have here is 2 floors. This floor, 2 grounds. Both of our buildings you're going to see are completely empty, except for like the staff here. And it's important for me to kind of have this conversation with everyone so we know that it's not usually it's empty. Maybe this early because, well, we do open our buildings at 10, but we're closed Mondays and Tuesdays. So both of our buildings are completely closed. The only people in there are staff members. And with that, I kind of ask everyone to stay within the same space as everybody else. Just because we want to keep track of where everybody's at, and we are going to do an activity right after, so I want to make sure everyone's in like the same area. And then here we did have our backpacks and like everything on us because I didn't want everyone to put it off to the side here and then pick it up like 5 minutes after. So when we go to our other building,
I know my fast one. That's crazy.
That's why you gotta give on.
all right, so do we immediately notice what they wanted the aesthetic of this building to be? So that's why it looks all, brand new because the inside is practically brand new. So some people that have worked in this library for years or were a part of Riverside for years, when they walk into this building, they do not recognize it anymore. So again, my name is and because I know Jordan.
Yeah.
I went to high school with Jordan in Moreno Valley. I'm from Moreno Valley. I went to Rancho Verde High School, and we went, I think, even middle school together. I don't even remember. It was like way back when, Vista. Yeah, I did not know he was going to be a part of this group. It's very cool to see a familiar face walk in. I started working here as a volunteer right out of high school, so when I was 18. And I've been, it's my almost 6th year working here. I'm reaching up to 5 years and a half. And when I first started working here, I didn't think that the teach was going to open. Like, it wasn't my intention to come to this new building. It was just the Riverside Art Museum, so it was just that other building down there. And I started volunteering like crazy. My goal was to be as annoying as I possibly could be for them to remember my name. And it worked. And now I work full time here, which is very nice. And you kind of make your way up. I only have two. This is for all of my people who are, maybe thinking of pursuing art or some type of other field when they're, for your college years. I only have an associate's in photography from Riverside City College. And then I'm currently in Cal State LA for film production, but I've taken a pause since then because I did a little career change. I love teaching. I love teaching art especially, and then I love kind of giving tours and being here. So it's kind of making me rethink a lot of things, but I am doing this as kind of like a career now. So I talk about art for a living, which is cool, at least for me. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions about how that kind of comes to be. Also, if you want volunteer opportunities, I'm always taking volunteers to be tour guides. So if you are down, I will be your contact. I'll basically be the person that trains you. And yeah, so welcome to the Cheech Marine Center. We have been only open for reaching. If you don't know him from Cheech and Chong, there's other things that you may know him from. It's kind of like a different generation thing. I was first introduced to Cheech in Spy Kids, in that first one. He's the one with the mustache. He's the uncle that like takes it off and he's like, I'm not your uncle. And then like in the third movie, he's like, I'm their uncle. He has like a whole story arc. That's him. He was in a bunch of Quentin Tarantino films. He was recognizable Latino faces in the media at some point. And most famously known now for being Ramon, which is the purple lowrider from Cars. Do you remember him? He's the one that gave Lightning McQueen's old makeover look. That's him. And you know that voice because I know that voice. I haven't forgotten that voice. That's him. People definitely have recognized him from his voice or just because of him in general. But he is most famous now or most talked about for this museum. So we are named the Cheech Marine Center because we hold his Chicano art collection here. Not everything in this museum is part of his collection. We only hold part, and you're going to see once we walk in there to the first floor over here. Just making sure. And all of the artists that we have in here are Chicano artists. So someone traditionally who is Chicano is someone who is Mexican American. Since then, the term has kind of changed. For example, we have a lot of staff members who work at Cheech who aren't Chicano, like they're not Mexican, Mexican American, but they are Latinos in general, and they resonate this just from your phone. You don't need, exactly. So paleteros are the ice cream people over there. There's also the eloteros, which they sell like corn. There's the raspados, yeah, the fruteros, right, which they sell fruit. Taqueros, they sell tacos. It's always the eros at the end. But basically what we have here is the criminalization and profiling of people who are trying to come to a different country to make work for themselves and find work for themselves. In this case, with a permit, right, to actually vend out in public on private properties, they will be criminalized for it and arrested for it. So that is kind of what this is kind of showing. These three have like actual ice creams, paletas, in their hands, maybe raspados. And these three do not. So we always have the conversation here of like, are these people the ones purchasing? And are these people the ones vending? But everybody is stopped in that case, right? It doesn't matter what these people down here, like the police force, are kind of thinking. They're just kind of stopping them and wanting to put a halt to whatever's going on here, whether you're buying or selling. And this guy over here too, same goes, but he's kind of making So, it looks like balloons, but a lot of people are like cotton candy. Yeah, everyone says cotton candy. I think this is cotton candy here, and like these are balloons. I don't know, it goes however people see it. But not only do we have this scene right here, but we have like the location, and it's just as important as what's going on. So a lot of these artists in this collection are from LA, especially East LA areas. This is Echo Park in Los Angeles, California. And it is a car crash. It's called Sunset Crash. So it's about the crash specifically.
That's hard.
And then the sunset is in LA. And Carlos Almaraz, whenever he would draw like cars and freeways and highways, there was always car crashes.
Was it just like this? Like, did he always do it like that?
He always did it like this. Sometimes it's like multiple cars crashing like this one, or sometimes it's just one car kind of exploding in the center.
But even like to make a car look like it's crashed, because I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to.
And if you look closely, it's just like random brush strokes.
Texture.
No, yeah, that's what I was looking at. That's the first thing I thought.
You don't have to make it like super detailed or defined to get what you want across. Even these guys over here, like if you look at their faces, like there is no detail. There's no eyes.
Yeah, I was looking at
that. Shadows too.
this one.
Detail on that, how it falls all over. Boy, that is crazy how they put so much time in that.
Bro, look at this hand.
I know that was clean.
Did you see that 6'4" right here? Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Come on, come along. Got a nice 6'4" in the picture.
Alright guys, let's come down this way. I'll talk a little bit about this piece over here. Let's bring these guys Alright, so does anyone know, how about this? What can you make of this picture? Raise your hand if you want to share. Keep it appropriate. As appropriate as we can be.
You want to be in the picture?
Yes. Oh, so you know about the. Okay. All right. So beautiful. That's kind of what these paintings are going to do. They're going to give you these clues for you to make out what they're trying to tell you. In this case, a whole story going on here. So this is talking about the Zoot Suit riots that happened in 1943, which is this right here. And like you were mentioning here, this happened in San Francisco and in most cities. But these specifically were about the sailors, the Navy SEALs that were coming in here. And then you can see that they're also green. They look like zombies, you guys said, but it's because they're at sea, so they're supposed to look seasick, which is why they're like green and they look like they have this odd, kind of color to them. But it's also to set them apart from the Chicanos in the paintings as well. So if you look around the space that they're in, they are kind of infiltrating a space that is not theirs. This is supposed to be, in this case, a safe space for the Chicanos. Get the dog. Of this time, the dog over here is fighting too. Not only are they giving you like the images of what's going on here, look, it's giving all of these little things, and there's also words in there too. So this says 200 pinche gringo sailors, so that's who the sailors are here. This painting is called Kill the Pachuco Bastard, and that one's right there. A Pachuco is someone who looks like this. So if you ever saw like those older movies where the Chicanos had their pants super high up with the suspenders on, they had their hair slicked back, everything, they looked like this. This is called a zoot suit. And we're going to see another painting down the way by the same artist too, who has a zoot suit on. And it's basically, you know, the high top pants with the pinstripes on them, the chain on it. Every single little detail about the zoot suit made, you know, what Pachucos were. That's who they were called. And they were wearing that proudly. But in this case, they are being, you know, fought against. And if you look outside too, there's these taxis and police car over here too, but there are no police inside. So they're probably not doing anything about the situation. And it was said too, and kind of reported, that the taxi drivers, like these sailors would tip the taxi drivers to wait for them outside of the bars. So when they were all then causing the chaos, they could just exactly. So all of this to say that this was a time where, you know, violence was like the key to a lot of things, to claim your space, where it wasn't even their space to begin with. They were infiltrating the space to disturb their peace and kind of show them, you know, who's boss. And in this case, sailors, they're probably not even from this area. They're probably just there for... So, yeah, muralists. Most of these artists were muralists, so they worked in large-scale painting on the sides of walls, and they took inspiration from the graffiti that they would see all the time in Los Angeles if they weren't the graffiti artists themselves, right? So pay attention to how kind of colorful this whole hallway is, because it kind of differs from everything we saw earlier a little bit, right? And we're going to go ahead and enter this space over here.
Jordan.
Things that can resemble real life things, but can also be just completely made up and look almost like scenes from a dream, because they look very surreal, right? And I always like to talk about this piece right here. It's called El Verde. The title is over there in the corner. And this was made in actually like 2020, so it's fairly recent, fairly new work. And I always think it's a take on modernism because of all of these references that they're throwing at you that you recognize. Exactly. We have Winnie the Pooh's feet down here. We have, and that's painted on, so he actually painted that. We have Pizza Steve from Uncle Grandpa. Everyone's like, yeah. So this is definitely trying to reach a certain generation, because I kind of left watching Cartoon Network when Uncle Grandpa came in, but I still knew who this character was. So it's definitely doing some references for some younger generations that come in and see his painting. And we have Disney coloring books pasted on here. So this is like a Cinderella coloring book with the working mice there. We also have like the Cinderella staircase here. And then if you also step back, you can see the bigger picture, which is there's a fight going on here. So a lot of the artists here grew up watching a lot of television when they were younger, and that includes Mexican wrestling. So if you will, there's this Mexican wrestler right here, and he is actually going to be fighting this guy right here who is lost in the chaos between collages. So if you look at it from afar, it actually looks like they're in a wrestling ring with the red spray paint becoming the border of everything. So it's side of a wall, it would get a different reaction versus when you would put it on a canvas. And that's kind of what they play a lot with, that if Chaz were to do this on the side of a building, anything else, he wouldn't get the same reaction that he gets when people see this on a canvas. They kind of, profile that we are burdened with graffiti in Los Angeles. It's nice to see a different shade of what Los Angeles artists can do. And in the end, I'm just like, we have a graffiti artist on the downstairs floor. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. But this goes to show that, like, a lot of people, it can be viewed differently once it's on a gallery wall. But then if they were to see it anywhere else, it's still kind of like the stigma of Latino artists and just artists of color in general. So this is the ending of Chichi's collection here. We're going to walk on over to see this really big piece that you guys kind of saw in the beginning. All right?
Isn't he an actor? He's the Mexican actor, huh? I don't know his name, but...
Bro, you recorded me. You can go to jail for this.
He said you could go to jail.
You're going to jail.
Countries of speaking, one language in your home country and how to speak language once going to a different country. And this shows, all of their work kind of shows being Latino and American. So this is called lenticular artwork. It is an optical illusion for your eyes, and you're supposed to interact with it. So that means you're supposed to move left and right to see the image change. Do we see it? Well, you guys already saw it when you guys were walking over here. So that light on the back, that makes it look like a TV screen. A lot of people think it's a moving image, but it is not. It is still images that you have to make move once you move yourself. So these are all still images printed on different sheets of plastic. Different things kind of appearing and reappearing. Crazy thing is, if you stand closer or farther away, you're gonna get a different reaction from your eyes. Everyone's like,
Did they put a value on something like this?
can anyone guess how tall this is?
Did they put a value on something like this?
I think it's a bird. In the mouth.
A value?
Is it a bird?
What do you mean?
Like how much?
I actually don't know. It's multiple cars. Look at it. Since it's like this big.
The Maya.
She's supposed to be kind of warm because it's all natural things that are very... Move over to the other side until you see the blue kind of transformer looking creature there. You have a creature made out of car parts. Different lowrider parts and car parts in general. You even see the Chevrolet kind of branding in the middle right there. And it's showing kind of like the transition of things that are natural to things that are industrial. 26 feet tall.
26.
26.
Great. Hello.
Why can't it just be a field trip? Be a field trip with a classroom.
Big blue in there too. Okay.
Hold on, let me show you how to walk.
Rising stars. You see? Me and this nigga.
They are eating stuff.
Mrs. Joanna. My boy Rick be fixing his hair.
Paper, and please only sit down where materials are set on the tables, all right? Wait right here for me. Anywhere that's right here, like in the center. Come on in, everybody. Of course.
I appreciate your contribution.
Thank you. I want something like that in my house.
You can ask them.
Thank you. I couldn't even see straight.
This paper, horizontal like this. Put your name on one of those corners with the Sharpie, and then put the Sharpie down. Pieces here, and just like the one downstairs, this is very similar to that. Like does this cartoon-like thing where he mixes portraiture with all of these creatures that he kind of just makes up. Very uncomfortable looking like creatures too, just because they're like physics and like very buff, but they have like dog heads. Very much like hybrids, but shorter in the way. We got hybrid creatures, almost like creatures from, I would say like Narnia or something, that are like, you know, half human, half another creature. And this is always what he does. Pay attention to like the colors that he uses here. This is one of his sculptures, so he takes inspiration from everything around him in his life during his time. So during his time, the car scene in Los Angeles was very big too. So he took inspiration from all of that. And this is basically what we're going to take inspiration from today to make our work. We're going to make our own version of a Magu car, right? And we're going to make it personalized as we can. Our main word for today is going to be like exaggeration. That's exaggerating your work. So if you're looking at your drawing and you're like, this doesn't really look like a car, then that's like the point, and you should keep going with that, because he kind of took advantage of that car scene that was going on and how different all of these cars look from, you know, the usual cars you see on the street. And this is another version of one of the cars in here. Hi, y'all.
Jeez, man.
You can grab one of those pictures right there. Take a seat wherever you'd like. And this is like another one of his cars that isn't as crazy with the paint job on it or something like that. But the car perspective is shifted a little This is another one of those pieces here, and then this is what I want you to take main inspiration from, with all of the different colors, the use of, different things that are very Southern Californian, like palm trees, the different kind of like plants used all around, and all of that to make, a very colorful, lively piece. If you look at like the papel picado that I have on the ceiling too, that's practically like Magu's color scheme in general. We never really use like neutral colors.
Looks nice to me.
Hold on, let me show them how to walk. Hold on, ready? 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 Wait, they gotta go away first. Wait. Hold on.
Don't smile.
You know, you see me. Something slight. And,
Yes, sir.
you know, my name.
I hope you didn't just get that on camera. What's your video talking about?
Nice.
Go, you guys. Let me see your car.
Yeah, Jared.
Take the elevator down.
For real.
Cold elevator.
What the heck? You took another ride?
Oh, you just hit the button.
Should have pushed L. See where it takes us. Yeah, these ones are pretty. Look how fast that was.
What the? That's stuff. Why don't I just draw it?
Maui trying to get all the camera time.
Like I said, Rising Stars Business Academy.
Yeah, you already know.
Big artist.
See the back of the shirt.
Yeah,
You glad you left?
We repping the school. We out here.
Repping the
We some artists. You finna
Finna graduate, finna go up.
Maserati. Talk to me.
Maserati.
Nice. Nice, Maui.
This is what we're
and then
Explain your art, Kylie. Explain your art.
Oh, so it's a flower. This a flower car because flowers are plants, and I love plants because I smoke them. You feel me? Cut that out. Cut that out. Cut the cameras.
Now y'all gonna see all the truth.
Cut it out. The dirty side of
You was
ours
just playing.
being.
She was just playing.
Just jokes.
Y'all, we got the people outside waiting, to come see. We're here.
That's funny. You got anything to say, Eileen?
I'm hungry.
Eileen is hungry.
Why Jabe said?
Oh, we for sure finna go eat too, huh?
Got into a fight.
My boy came to
6'4". Oh yeah.
That's cold, my boy.
Oh yeah. That's.
One mic, please. Hey, we're gonna line up real quick right here so we can take a group picture. So let's get everyone right there. Everyone.
Hey, Kylie. A little bit.
Staff, you guys not jumping in?
Why you got your phone out like you're not in the picture?
Right. I'm about to give it to somebody. I want to be in it. I want you in it. Alexa, can you take the picture first, please? Thank you so much. Excuse any messages that might come through.
Yesterday, I just saw somebody who was like, it says Mr. Fiance, and I was like, oh, congrats. But this is like a different thing. All right, get in there.
say cheech on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Cheech.
Cheech.
Cheech. 1, 2, 3.
Cheech. And then they disperse.
I am art, and let the people know that. I am art.
Jose?
That's their concept.
Who, this nigga?
They're calling from Jose.
All right.
Careful with the door.
See you. So get out of here now.
Get out of here.
All right, Alexa. Good seeing you.
Can I get a camera?
Kai! Where y'all going? Everybody walking, but don't nobody know where we going.
I was just going to the sidewalk.
There's a message in that.
Getting out of everybody's way.
I can't even breathe out here.
Can you tell me what it means? Can you tell me what it means?
Jordan, that's
What it means?
so like...
Somebody got hit.
Is it your life? No?
Well, I see the hiring 8+.
Right?
Warehouse. The
8?
warehouse is the...
Oh,
the warehouse is...
Is it child, what you call it?
Labor.
Yeah, child labor.
Child labor. 8+. Nike. Wait,
then-
right? The Nike warehouse?
EBT?
Broke people
And then...
killing folks over shoes.
Hey!
Damn, okay, Jordan. Shoot.
Who's this?
Michael Jordan.
Artist.
Hey, we're gonna take
Be
a
like,
quick, quick little like survey to see what you guys want to do. We have 2 options. Do you guys want to go back to the site, or do you guys want to go grab something to eat? The site. Go back to the site. Rising Stars.
The school.
Our site.
The program.
So do you guys want to go back to the site, or do you guys want to
Go get something to eat.
But who? Did you guys bring? Huh?
I want to post my picture on the museum wall.
Yeah,
You
go
can't
home.
leave. No.
We gotta wait.
Yes. It's only 12 o'clock right now. So can you guys just please answer my question instead of trying to flip things and ask me questions? Do you guys want to go back to the site, or do you guys want to go eat?
Get something to eat.
Go eat?
look at Alizé. It's okay, Alizé. We gonna get food.
Hey, but did everyone bring money to eat?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got my dog.
Don't be hungry in case.
Don't be starving. Don't be asking people.
I said wash my mouth with my throat dry. Oh.
I got y'all caught in the act.
That guy's gonna do a burnout for us.
What you gotta tell him,
He said
Tesh?
his pants are big, like.
I like
What's the word of the day, Tesh?
Keep it low and slow inside of a 6'4". I guess that's what it is. I don't know.
Word of the day, Brandon.
Joy. Always be happy. I don't know.
What's the word of the day, Kristen? What's the word of the day?
Don't cap. That's catfish. That's catfish.
I don't know.
They look old as hell, but they're young.
Who is that?
Look at it. Word of the day. Black and brown makes the world go brown. I feel like you just be lying, bro. That don't sound
Like,
like.
who is that? And it's all the way down
Nah,
there.
I tried.
I wish I could zoom in. Can't zoom.
It doesn't work, does it?
Good zoom.
Go take a picture with it. Oh.
I'm not good at
Wow, man.
Hey, why this thing look? Anybody got a coin? 1 second. So, Brandon, tell me about life.
Wait, that caught me off guard. Whoa, hold up. I don't know. It's pretty smooth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got these wonderful teachers, Mr. Jones, Miss Joanna, you know what I'm saying?
Is that alive? Or whatever.
Yeah, it's live.
We gonna watch it 10 years later.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
10 years later. Right here. Yeah. They're probably taking photos. Prom. Oh, it's not prom time. What time is it? Special event.
Right now, you don't come.
Let me get in this footage, bro. Always behind the camera. You never see.
What's going on? We at the Fox Theater right now. We about to put on a show.
Let me do my concert. Thanks, James.
How did you get all the way in the back of the group?
Superstar brand. What's up, James? Like infinity.
This one? He got that work. You live? Every day he be cooking up. Literally.
When you see that red outline, that means it's in focus. My boy Rick Amato. But yeah, when you see red, then it's in focus.
So they like being a lot of faces, flashes, and all that. Like, it picks me up.
Ricky boy.
Can we go on these stairs?
Test run, right there.
Where does it look the best, Brandon? You gotta tell me, because I don't have the camera.
Got the eye already.
It's eye?
Yeah, it'll go right there.
Right here?
Left a little. Like right there.
I'm gonna play a little song of mine right here. Yeah. Play country. Hey, I don't have my speaker, but text me and ask me if you want it. I'm about to go home and roll another.
You wanna restart it?
Huh?
Restart it.
Should we just shoot like 30 seconds of it? Like a minute?
Alright. Huh?
You gotta say your lyrics though, so you gotta play.
Yeah, what about this?
Hold on.
Hey, low-key walk down them.
Shawty just text me and asked me if she wanted. I'm about to go home and roll another blunt. I like Willis. Why the fuck this? I just poured 2 folds inside a 2-liter. When I drink lean, you only and it's still for my cousin out the cell. They got him shackled up. If I drop a bomb on his head like Osama, I'ma go out to eat when I get some Benihana's. I'm like she a damn mama. Tired of green pills, bitch. I need me some. I was cooking up crack with my auntie Rhonda. Look, pink hair, she look like Rhonda. Have her call me Papa. Cut a white blood. Ah! What the switch in music? Don't give me your fucking purse. I'ma fucking use it.
You can't zoom in with that though.
Oh, it's not one of the focus.
That's all it is. It's focus. Literally. That's what I'm saying.
I want to go.
So that way it looks better too.
So that way we have that little flip. Hey, take a little flick. Take a flick with me and Maui. Okay. Just a little cover. Yeah, bro, because we don't have a picture of this person.
Yeah, Rick.
Jose, you should take a picture of it.
Let's do it.
You don't want this in the way.
Log on. Log on. Stay like that. Oh, I'm gonna get close.
Nice to meet you, bro. How's your day going? Pretty good. I can't complain. I said, it's pretty good, so I can't complain. I feel it, bro. Woke up to chase another dollar. You feel me? It's always another day, another dollar. No matter how bad you wake up, if it's a bad day, it's always how you make it. And, that's all you gotta remember. That's sure. It's like saying, instead of corn inside of fries, throw all that shit on top of some rice.
Okay. That is helpful.
Tell me your life story, man.
Usually I gotta wake up, try to get it on the daily, you know. Shit, whatever emotional pains I got or trauma, I try to leave it in the past. You feel me? Try to turn nothing into something, turn a bad day to a good day, and then real up in a hooray. You feel me? Real quick, something slight, not too bright, with a little bit of delight. I guess you gotta just live it up to the fullest. You feel me? Don't live up in the dark, live in the light. You feel me? Because what happens in the dark is gonna come out to the light.
That's
So
true.
you gotta live it up to the fullest. Okay.
Hey, that's it right there, man. Y'all hear that? Wise man speaking. Listen up.
I heard it.
I heard word for word.
I just saw it. My boy James fly.
Thank you.
Probably always in her zone.
It's beef with vegetables on top of rice.
So you eating good now?
From where?
You eating healthy?
Oh, from like what's spot up in there? The little African shit, the little fufu. It's like African and Arabic. They're discriminating, they think it's nasty, but they probably eat noodles when they get home. That shit is nasty as hell. They could eat noodles when they get home.
You got me with that one. You got me with that one. No.
Gang.
I might be eating raw noodles.
I'm not gonna lie,
Sometimes when I be hungry,
I put the package in it.
shit bitches up and shake them
I
and
put
eat
the
them like some
seasoning on it,
chips.
and I don't really mess it up. Like, oh, it's good back then.
When we was at the museum, did y'all see that
It was
sculpture
not that fat.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see that?
Oh, damn.
You almost. Big orange BA.
Hey, you.
You wanna flick up? I'll flick you up.
Where'd James go?
No, keep it off. You're trying to show off the.
James done disappeared.
Yes, we are.
Hold on, Jordan. You
Alright, take the school pictures.
Hold on, I gotta get the bag.
Hold on. Hold on, gotta get the bag. Gotta get the bag, Kiana. Hold on.
You know, why you
I don't think that looked how y'all thought it looked.
Oh God, it probably came out stupid. We thought we was so old right now. We all turned around and shit. Yo, where James go? He probably on the roof.
Rising Stars Business Academy.
There you go.
Good in the garage.
Selling stickers.
Keep taking the stickers off the wall. Oh, they got a smoking area. Oh, they got tuckers.
On me, I'm gonna say. Nah, I tried to. It's fucked up.
Oh, my bad, Maui.
That looks like y'all in New York.
Oh, this one looks cool.
Little scissors.
Oh yeah, the Edward scissor case. I wanted that one too.
Right here.
Oh, I couldn't get it off though.
These is hard. I have a picture. You throw Tyler back up there real quick. Before I get a good little picture.
These are gonna go right back up on the Xbox.
Right on the Xbox. Oh God, you do not play. You finna put one of these stickers on there?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got a sticker on me.
Y'all think this something? Graduation finna be lit. I'm be like, yeah, shout out to my boy Jordan. You are sticking with us. I'm gonna put your Xbox too. You
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pay. You across from there? Oh, look at this sweet one. No, you're short.
What the? I just barely noticed that.
Look insane.
Alright. Remember us, Jordan, when you get older.
Will do, sir. And I remember the 6 tater tots I stole from y'all.
And the one extra dirty.
I need a sticker.
Stop. Can't even tell the difference.
Not at all.
Well, I can. Sometimes.
Y'all just have a mini heart attack, bro? Hop in this, James.
He almost been kicked out of music class 3 times, but he survived.
Oh, so it's one of those type of videos. This is a picture or a video?
You're doing
Ooh, this hair feel good.
Tesla. Hopefully I can afford one.
You on the way? You gonna make it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm over it. I'm tired.
Jordan?
Oh, I just went all the way back.
Crystal.
Oh, no,
Crystal.
not the recording. Why are you recording us walk onto the bus?
So when y'all look back 10 years from now, y'all can see how y'all look. Worn out.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. John.
Hey.
Jerry.
Yo. No game time free. I'm gonna do roll call real quick.
The final moments. T. Howie. Lyles. Juan. J1. Shania. Fatima. Riri. London.
Niggas still buying champion. I'm married.
Kamara. Kylie.
Hello.
Kylie. Ted.
Yo, Jordan.
James. Caleb.
Kylie, your backpack good.
Sonny. Elize. Ray. Brandon. E. Destiny. Rick. I never got your name, man. Sorry. Mr. Jones. Junior. And Jerry. That's it, my boy. You want to end it off, Rick?